Boleh izin di record ya, Pak Adit sama Pak Indra?
Ya. Silakan.
Saya main record aja, belum izin dulu. Baik, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi semuanya. Seperti biasa, kita akan melakukan kuliah umum dengan narasumber kita terkait materi di minggu keempat. Cuma karena kita ada di kelas internasional juga, mungkin bahasa pengantarnya kita akan gunakan bahasa Inggris. Seperti biasa ya. Dan jangan lupa teman-teman, open cam pada saat kegiatan ini berlangsung. Okay, I'll start today meeting. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to meet all of you in this sunny morning. Today we have extraordinary speaker from Apple Developer Academy, Pak Indra Kusuma, and also Pak Adit, who will be give you some information. Pak Indra will sharing about professional skill as an application developer, and Pak Adit will give some information related to the Apple Developer Academy. This is our rundown today. Okay, wait for a second. In the first session, Pak Adit will introduce related to Apple Developer Academy, and then we continue with our speaker, Pak Indra Kusuma, start from 9:40 until 10:30. Okay. Okay. So we don't need to wait any longer. For the first session, I'll give to Pak Adit to introduce what is Apple Developer Academy. So we more have so we can more have apa ya namanya, tak kenal maka tak sayang in Indonesia. Okay, Pak Adit, the screen and time is yours.
Belum di-unmute, Mas Tio.
Oh, sorry, it's technology. Woohoo! So this is the first thing that I'm gonna share to you. Our culture in Apple Developer Academy is celebrating failure. So if you make a mistake, just woohoo! So thank you, Mr. Danang and Pak Indra, Mr. Indra, that invite us, Mr. Danang, and also my friends in in University of Telkom. Thank you very much to invite Apple Developer Academy again in this extraordinary class with Telkom University, and I hope with these sessions you guys can understand more about the Apple Developer Academy and also the ecosystem of application development. Right. So first of all, my name is Tio. You can call me Kak. Kak Tio, just fine. And in Apple Developer Academy, I'm working as a marketing section head. So it's all about PR and communication. So every time Apple Developer Academy goes to the campus, do roadshow in the community. So me and the team also present to sharing about the program and also the values that you're gonna learn throughout the academic activity, especially in Apple Developer Academy. So I'm very happy to meet you guys here and willing to share about our program. But before that, Mr. Danang, I'm gonna need permission to share my screen. Oh, it's all good. Okay. So first of all, guys, I'm gonna open the sessions with short videos about the Apple Developer Academy facilities, right? So wait a minute. So there you go. This is the facility that we create in Indonesia, the Apple Developer Academy, to support the developers in our nations.
Selamat datang di Apple Developer Academy at BINUS.
Yeah, so welcome to Apple Developer Academy. So I hope this sentence not only you can hear today, but you can hear when you are applying and also accepting to Apple Developer Academy in 2024, right? So the function of Apple Developer Academy, as well the mission of Apple Developer Academy in Indonesia, is to create world-class developers. This is the vision and missions to empower the local developers to have the world-class things, right? So the Apple Developer Academy is fully support you with the facility and also the mentors that will help and guide every day, every single day of your activity during the class in Apple Developer Academies. So Apple Developer Academy is not only in Indonesia because it's a global community. So many Apple Developer Academy facilities is also running in different countries, such as in Brazil, 15 years before today, and also we have in Naples, Italy, Napoli, and in Indonesia itself, we have three sites, three facilities to cover all young people across the nations. So the first facility is in Jakarta, Apple Developer Academy at BINUS. We are already 5 years in Indonesia, based in Jakarta, located in Jakarta. And the second place is in Surabaya, with the support of University of Ciputra. And the last one, the newest one is in Batam with Infinite Learning Studios. So in Indonesia, we have three facilities to cover all the young generations that willing to know more about the app development and the Apple ecosystems. Not only in these three nations, but Apple Developer Academy continuously growing the community. So within past years, we also appear in United States of America, in the Detroit city. Also, we have in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, and also in Pohang City in Korea Selatan, South Korea. So this global community is also benefits for all participants in Apple Developer Academies, because whether you are in Apple Developer Academy in Indonesia, you may also learn and also discuss with the participants around the world, right? So you can discuss with the mentors and also the participants in Brazil, in United States, Italy, and many cities across the world, around the world, right? So this is the benefits from you guys when selected and also accepted to Apple Developer Academy. So what others benefits? So this is the overview of the program, right? So Apple Developer Academy, like I speak before, the program is focusing on transforming you as a students into world-class developers. So the duration is 10 months from February until December. Currently, our registration is closed because next year is our 6th generation of Apple Developer Academy. So the cohort, meaning that angkatan ya kalau in Indonesia. So we will reopen the registration next year on March for angkatan 7 or cohort 7. That will start the program in February till December 2024. So for you guys, if you are here still in semester 3 and next year, when you are entering 2023, you are semester 4 or 5, meaning that on 2024 you will be graduated, or maybe you will take the internship track, right? So next year is the time for you to reapply to Apple Developer Academy to attend our internship program, our scholarship program in 2024. So the program in terms of internship and also scholarships, meaning the program is free of charge. So we don't collect money from the participants, because Apple fully support all the things that we can help participants to grow as developers. Not only free program in terms of scholarship and also internship, the Apple also facilitate you with the devices. So we facilitate you with the MacBook and the newest version of iPhone. So we optimize the device for you guys. We provide the new version of those things to make sure you can create the apps and the solution with the latest technology from the Apple company, right? And also the professional interactions that you can hear today. Today we bring Pak Indra, Mr. Indra, as professional mentors that also will share to you about the Apple ecosystem and also the experience that you can learn in the Apple Developer Academy. Stipendium or uang saku, kalau di Indonesia gaji ya, di Indonesia kan fee, it's also provided by Apple Developer Academy. So every month you will receive 2.5 million, 2,5 juta for the stipendium and the accommodation fee. I hope it's enough to accommodate you from Bandung to Jakarta every month. So after the program, we also have the career opportunity event that we call Talent Spark. The function of the events is to provide the participants with the real connection and also networking with the companies. So we invite the multinational companies, unicorn, and also the government to learn from you what your experience in Apple Developer Academy and also to see your project in Apple Developer Academy. So when you are networking with them and also can introduce your application to them, maybe you can be hired or your apps can be work together with them based on investment or something like that. So that's the things that Apple Developer Academy provide for the participants. And one more thing, maybe this is the last thing, the top bottom corner right. This is the very important thing that I want to share to you because Apple Developer Academy is different than the other program. This is the program that fully support the Indonesian citizens, not only with the knowledge, but also with the application. So on the top right, on the bottom right corner, you may see when you launch the application on the App Store, meaning that you have the intellectual property. So Apple doesn't claim the intellectual property as well as the Apple Developer Academy is not claim it. So the intellectual property, hak cipta, it's yours, it's on yours. So it's on the developers. So everything that you develop in the Apple Developer Academy, it's back to you. So the program is back to you guys. It's a fully support program with the thousands benefits that you can receive. And we hope that if you graduate from this program, you can back to your cities, you can back to your countries, you can back to your universities and develop the technology around your cities or your surroundings. So this is the Apple Developer Academy program, but we are not going to talk more about this today because today we invite Pak Indra. Mr. Indra is our professional skill mentor in Apple Developer Academy. And I hope you can learn the world-class developer things from Pak Indra today because most of you is coming from the IT background. Yes, Mas Danang, Mr. Danang, right? So most of you is coming from the IT background. And in the IT itself, it's not only hard skill that you need to develop. Right, you have to understand in the working experience, you also need to develop your soft skill and also your interpersonal skills. So what of those skills that can help you during your work in the industry in the futures? So you may learn here from Mr. Indra in 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour. So very limited time. Make sure you hear those things and also you ask the right questions to Pak Indra. Because our time is limited. So without further ado, let me introduce and also welcoming Mr. Indra as part of Apple Developer Academy at BINUS to introduce to you guys about the professional skills as application developers. The time is yours.
All right. Thank you so much, Mas Tio, for the introduction. Again, it's nice to meet you here, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity as well, Pak Dana. So, like what Mas Tio already mentioned, we in Apple Developer Academy focusing on not just developing your digital skills, especially in tech design and product, but we also covering knowledge and also helping you to develop your soft skills, especially the leadership, the collaboration, communication. This is the important part, and to be the integral part of your learning, and also will be useful for you in your career. So that's why we will discuss further about it. Let me start with a video first. Wait a minute.
Kami tergerak untuk membuat hero ketika salah satu member kami melakukan volunteer kegiatan sosial bersama 2 orang teman tuli, di mana mereka merasa kesulitan untuk berkomunikasi. Tidak hanya itu, teman dengar juga mengalami kesulitan untuk memahami apa yang ingin dikatakan oleh teman-teman tuli. Jadi, kami ingin menciptakan sesuatu yang dapat membantu teman dengar dan teman tuli untuk berkomunikasi dengan lebih baik. Hero menggunakan teknologi artificial intelligence untuk melatih aplikasi ini agar dapat membaca bahasa isyarat. Hero mempunyai 2 fitur, mengobrol dan mendengar. Mengobrol menerjemahkan bahasa isyarat menjadi suara dan tulisan. Sedangkan mendengar dapat mentranskrip suara menjadi tulisan yang dapat digunakan juga oleh teman dengar saat di kelas maupun di seminar. Jangan lupa download dan share aplikasi Hero kepada teman-teman kalian yang membutuhkan. With Hero, you can be a hero.
Right. Nah, that's one of our alumni that helping the impaired hearing people so they can communicate and they can continue to deliver their message to people. That's why developers try to create a solution to help solving the problem that the impaired hearing facing in everyday life. And this is the noble mission for you guys who learns about technologies and also how to design something that can be beneficial. It's not all about money, guys. So it's more into how you can create value, how you can deliver that value to people. So that's why that's important for you to understand how to start with it. Yeah, so like I mentioned, you try to solving the real life problem. So how we can start it? Let's start with ourselves. Have you mastering, or maybe you have this skills yet? Communicative, can do anything, be a champion, collaborative, innovative, critical thinking. This kind of skills and actually can be beneficial for you to build your mindset. Yeah, sometimes people feel like a developer, usually they feel insecure when they're facing people in the crowd area, feel less communicative, and they want to focusing on the project, but actually they have a talent, they have a just need to be nudged so they can be confident, showing their talent to other people. So that's why you need to cover this all, because when you have skills, hard skills that beyond the standard, you need to be visible with other people. You need to show it. So that's why starting with yourself. Let's reflecting from the founder's characteristic. This is apply for everyone. So when you try to build something, despite of the situation and also the context, you need to build chemistry. So you need to build the communication between you and your team, and also capital, what you can contribute. It's not just about money, but something that you can bring in the table with your team. It could be your resource. Yeah. For example, you have what's it, coding skill, and the other have a design skill. You have a design software, then share it with everyone. You have a what's it, you want to code in Swift, so you need to have an Apple device. So share it with your team. And then also the important thing is a commitment. So try to make a commitment with your team. Try to stick on it. Understand that what can be done together. So set a goal together. And also the competency that you have at the moment. Maybe you have competency in business or competency in also in the design, for example. You can create illustration, for example. It will be beneficial. So show it, share it with your friend. And also credibility. Try to put yourself in the right way. Be a trustable people. Be responsible. So that's why you can bring this founder characteristic anytime, anywhere. When you are in even in the academic, you still need to train these skills to be part of your team. Because I would say later, after you graduate, for example, there will be a founder's formula that always be impactful for the company. For example, great management, the formula will be great management plus great leadership will be have a great business impact. So remember, whenever you create a good team and you lead them with the right leadership, you will bring a business impact. Not just business impact, could be anything. Could be impact in the society, could be impact in your community. It will be bring impact. So measure that. So I would like to introduce one of the framework called the agile leadership. So ensure in agile leadership, we try to be agile, obviously. We try to adapting with the fast changing situation. This is very applicable in current situation in the post-pandemic. So this is the base that you need to understand when you try to build meaningful connection with your team. Still, communication, commitment, collaboration. This is the 3 C's on agile leadership. So try to be communicative, try to put your commitment and be collaborative with all the stakeholders, not just with your friends, but also with in academy. It's also with your lecturer, because you need to show what needs to be done. Show your project, how it can be beneficial. Iterate with them, iterate with your lecturer. This is important for you to get the insight that will be beneficial for your project. So your leadership is not just being in a higher position. Leadership is not just about become manager, but it's more into your personal trait. Embedded your leadership in and be leader of yourself. That's your starting point. So in agile leaderships, actually from the 3 C's, it can be break down in the 9 principles. So in communication, for example, 1, you can action speak louder than words. So make sure you put action more than your words. And second, improve quality of thinking leads to improve outcomes. So focus on the quality instead of just make a more quantitative things. So focus on what you can control. Like the previous video, they have a story. One of their team have knowledge and have a background that her family or her friend, if I'm not mistaken, they are impaired hearing. So from this issue, she tried to build something that can be helpful. So always thinking that business is, I mean, the project that you conduct is not just about business, but how to create a value. That's why quality is above the quantity. Also, the three, organization improve through effective feedback. When you in team, ensure you give feedback one to another. So this is helping you to have a equal opportunity between one to another. In commitment, people require meaning and purpose to make work fulfilling. If you will remember about ikigai, this is the point that ikigai means. So you need to find which part actually you feel your project or your work letter is very fulfilling for you. Like the people in Hero, they try to find what is more project that have giving value to society, not just for the but how we can contribute to society, something like that. And 5, emotion is a foundation to enhance creativity, innovation. So this is about mindset. Try to the most evil things that we need to face off is ourselves, actually, because we have a big ego. So we need to tame that, to facing that. Yeah, when you try to tame yourself, you can build creativity. You will be more open to the opportunity, and you will be more innovative. But you can accept more information, accept more feedbacks from people instead of challenge them. So focus on that. And the leadership also lives everywhere in the organization. And collaboration, leaders develop appreciate power and authority. So as a leader, you need to empower the other team, the other members. So remember that you have an important part to helping each other. And 8, collaborative and community achieve more than individual. So ensure you are more hands-on in any task, any project. You need to be collaborative. Share what you your knowledge, your skills, so can leverage and helping your team to achieve their goal together. And the last one, great ideas can come from anywhere in an organization. So that's why, as a agile leaders, you need to open up your mind. Listen. It's the hard thing, is listen. We always talking too much, but we less listen to other people's idea. So try to listen first. What can be improved from that? What can be innovate, might be modified from the other people's idea. Innovation is always painful. Innovation is something that a big change. So you need to understand that it's not always comfortable. So that's why if you feel uncomfortable with your project, means that you are in the right track. So that's about agile leadership. But however, I will conclude agile leadership is part of the post-pandemic leadership. So when you try to manage your team, please be focused on the equality, diversity, and inclusion. So why it's important right now, post-pandemic? Beside of the agile leadership, actually you need to understand the inclusive and empathetic leadership. So inclusive leadership means that you have giving equal leads, and you have you try to accommodate, connecting, and then have an authentic conversation with everyone within your team or within your organization or with your academia. So always remember, this is a process. When you are in the campus, in the university, there is always a learning process. there's sometimes you feel success, sometimes we feel failure. So celebrate both of it. That's the process. So don't feel down when you feel you fail on your exam or fail on your project. Reflect on that. What could be better next time? What could you improve? So you can reflect. This is about the inclusive things. So when you know the problem, when you know what's wrong with yourself, you can share it with others. That's why empathetic leadership is one of the way why you need to share it as a mentor. So you can be a mentor for other people. So you need to build the resilient mindset and try to invest in your personal development. If you're working as a tech, focus on you can improve yourself through taking course for machine learning, AI, and everything that related to technology. But you also need to learn from the other domain. For example, in design, you need to understand how's the flow of UI, UX, for example, the principles. Also, maybe from product, how to create PRD, and etc. So this kind of thing that you need to have a 360-degree of view to understand the leadership value that you can transfer to other people. So I would like to cite from Adam Grant's. This is a time when managers need to be flexible and compassionate to give people the freedom to make choice about when they work, how they work, where they work, and with whom they work. So this is the situation outside there right now. In the future world, volatile and then uncertainty, complex, and also ambiguous, it's important for us to be empathetic also with your team, also with your friend, also with your lecturer. They're working hard to teach you. Your friends trying hard to come to the campus. So appreciate that. They also have a problem. So you need to understand that, not just you. So you need to be empathetic with everyone within your team. Understand. And how you can moving them forward. You need to find a way. So what's need to be, because we have coming from different background, what's sticking us together, one of the things is culture. It's not just about culture on the company, but culture within yourself. What culture can you bring? For example, you coming on time. You are very innovative people. You're very, you have a preference of ice breaking, for example, or you have favorite movie, favorite music, and you want to share with your friends. This kind of something that you want to build in culture. In the culture, you build community. So culture that you build actually attracts new people to come in. So that's why sometimes in the campus we have like a group, right? Gang, or this is sohibnya ini, gitu kan. So actually it's okay, but the culture must be positive, have a positive impact. So that's why if you want to focus on something that have progress, try to unleash your innovation and then improve quality and efficiency, customers and centricity and loyalty. And this is about the context of company and travel financial performance. But in your case, you can focus on driving the collaborative within your team, within your project. Drive communication, which is impact to the performance of your team. Something like that. Why culture is important? If you know Zappos, he already passed away, Tony Hayes, but his principle, his ideas at Zappos, it shaped them to be #1 customer service for e-commerce era. So he said that we really view culture as our #1 priority. We decide that we get the culture right. Most of the stuff, like building a brand around delivering, the very customer service will take care of itself. So they have a concept of wow. service management. So it's very popular and applied in Amazon. Amazon try to implement what Tony has formulated in their in the e-commerce. So if you remember some of Amazon things that if you have problem with your product, they will return it without cost. Replace it without cost. You just send it back, and they will send it the right stuff, or maybe they what's it they fix the product, maybe that defect, and without the cost. So that's the thing that you must have mindset. Customers important for you to be empathized. The last thing is the value. So value is reflecting of your action and influence. Why? Because value giving guidance for your behavior and encourage responsible decision. This influence your working culture. This is influence your team. So remember, when you forming a team, maybe you want to drive a collaboration. What you need is value to be embedded within your teams. They need to understand what kind of culture that we want to bring together. Value is the core, your soul. Like what Apple did, actually, the core values from Apple is accessibility, education, environment, inclusion, and diversity, supplier responsibility, and privacy. So from these 6 values, this is shaping how Apple's bring and deliver their product, how they build not just the product, but ecosystem that they want to cover it. If Apple Developer Academy, one of the education value actually. For accessibility, we provide things that like Hero using the technology that Hero using. We use machine learning. We use accessibility for they can talk to detection, for example. This is helping people with not just impaired hearing, but disabled people to can be used the technology equal to other people, equals to normal people. That's the mission. So like Tim Cook mentioned, we believe we are in the face of Earth to make great products. That's not changing. We constantly focus on innovating. We believe in the simple, not the complex. We believe what we need to own and control the primary technology behind the products we make and participate only in market where we can make a significant contribution. We believe in saying no to thousands of projects so we can focus on the few that are truly important and meaningful to us. We don't settle for anything less than excellent. So if you capture this, what Tim Cook says, what he believes about. So it's not just taking a profit for people, but he also stated that focus on the quality. It's related to the agile leadership that I mentioned before. Focus on the quality and focus that you can control. Focus the value that you want to bring. Believe in the simple, not complex, means that you focus on your values. See, so agile leadership actually it's out there. Some company already apply it. Yeah, like Tony has focused on the service management, and Adam Grant mentioned about the empathetic mindset, and also Tim Cook also mentioned several points here. Innovation, to be a simple, to be a primary focusing on technology that they can control. So create an important and meaningful value. So that's the point and the value that can be delivered by Apple in their product. So the last question, where to start? It's always the question. So it's important for you. This is for yourself. Yeah. For individual, it's also applicable. So try to defining your vision, like what you want to achieve in couple of years. If you want to finish faster in your university, what you need to do? You need to study. You need to prepare. Which one? Prioritize which one actually you need to finish first. The higher SKS, for example, or you need to take a non-degree course, for example, so you can prepare for your career path after the university, for example. And then the mission is then the action. Mission is about action. What kind of action that you want to conduct to achieve your vision? So ensure that you want to maybe you identify yourself that you less collaborative, try to improve your collaboration skill. You think your communication is still lacking, try to improve your speaking skill, presentation skill. The more you try, the more you fail, the more feedback you get, the more you will get the improvement. So practice is not making perfect, guys. You need to alter that. Practice making improvement. So remember, the more you practice, more improvement you got. It's a sequence. It's a what's it? It's not the rocket science. So you need to like make a habit sequential. If you read the Atomic Habit, so 1% a day is better than you do nothing. So make sure you have improvement every day. Not just every day, every week is okay, but there is an improvement that you create. For me, I always try to take a certification, join the community, and learn from other people around the world. Actually, COVID helping me to reach more community outside there. So try to be more open up yourself, because now the hybrid event, online event, actually giving you opportunity to access that knowledge outside there. So as a student, there is a lot of a free course for you. There is a free knowledge in the internet right now. Try to find it. So you can define later your core value. What is your core value? I am a passionate learner, or you want to be I am the expert coder. So you need to be a full stack, for example. Try to mastering your coding skill. Or you want to be the best iOS in the world, for example, iOS developer. This core value actually shaping you, how you act, how you drive your vision and mission. So remember, set it first. If you cannot find it, try using framework like Ikigai, self-discovery, maybe other tools that can define your values. Finding your purpose. If you can't find it, then you can share it to the world. How? One of the things is through mentorship. Teach your friends, transfer your knowledge. It's like energy. If you have knowledge, don't keep it yourself. Remember, when you have knowledge, don't keep it yourself. Share it with others. That's what we call it mentorship. This is helping you to be, to facing the imposter syndrome. You feel like, am I really good at this? Am I expertise on this area? So to validate that, you need to transfer your knowledge. You need to teach someone. Teach your friend, helping your friend will be beneficial for you. You get value, you learn from them. So remember this vision, mission, and core value, helping you to be yourself and beneficial for others will follow you. All right, so this is part of the important leadership. So I think that's all from my side. Thank you so much. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Twitter. Also, Mas Adityo. You can check on this social media. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for hearing us. Maybe if you have any question, let me know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Indra. So guys, there are any question, you can type in the chat, or maybe you can raise hand to ask for Pak Indra directly, or maybe to Pak Adit also. Okay, any question? Don't forget to inform your student number and name, so I can recap it. Still waiting for the question. Anyone? Okay. Still waiting. So I try to highlight some interesting information from Pak Adit. We can start by defining.
If there's no question, I will share a bit about our last cohort, maybe ya, Mas Tia ya, about Peta Netra.
Okay.
The project.
Sure, Indra.
Started.
Yeah.
Is it okay, Mas Tio?
Sure. You can continue, Pak Indra.
Mas Tio.
Yeah. Okay. All good, Pak Indra. The one that share is me, ya?
Oh, you hear me?
Sorry. I thought that you're gonna share. But before that, Pak Danang tadi mau share tentang key pointers. Maybe while I'm preparing the videos, Pak Danang can go ahead with the pointers, and we are still waiting for the questions. After that, I will play about our latest alumni, the Petanetra app, to inspire you guys. So you may continue first, Mr. Danang.
Okay, thank you, Pak Adit. Okay, guys, we have a lot of insight for Pak Indra. Thank you, Pak Indra. But that I highlight some point related to Pak Indra presentation. We can start by defining the mission, vision, and also core value for us to preparing as someone who will give some impact to others. So, and also the interesting point, quote that I write is, practice making improvement. So don't afraid to make a failure, because by the failure you will be got more feedback, and then with more feedback you can make more improvement. So yeah, let's just try to do something, and then don't afraid to make some mistake and so on. So based on that mistake, we can make improvement for ourselves. And after that, don't forget to share our knowledge to others, to the world, about it said. You can also try to find free course in the internet, learn from that, and then join the community. For example, if you have some you interested with the programming, you can join a programming community, and then also you can take some certification. So based on that, you will be have more skill to use to share to others. And maybe you can join Apple Developer Academy. Yeah, Pak Adit, ya. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, maybe that's the point that I get from the Pak Indra presentation. Thank you, Pak Indra. And then you can continue to your Pak Adit.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Dana, and also Pak Indra. We're still waiting for your question, guys. Don't be worried. All the question is it's a good question. There is no bad question, so please feel free to ask. You may speak in Indonesia if you are not confident with English, or you can type in Bahasa. We can read it, and we will answer with the bilingual languages as well. So. The things that I'm gonna share is the latest technology that created by one of the Apple Developer Academy alumni. So in the tech world, in the IT ecosystem, we always talk about the software. We always talk about the engineering solutions. We always talk about the development. But the things that I'm gonna share is the developer itself. It's the one that get inspired by the problem. So what I'm trying to say that sometimes the things that created by the developers is not only can inspire people, but back to the problem itself. When the developers create the solutions, the developer itself, the software engineer itself, the engineering itself, it's the one that get inspired from the problems, right? You understand what I mean? So you guys as the developers, as the software engineers, as the problem solvers, the truth is you guys the one that get inspired from the problems. But the things is where can you transform your energy to solve the problems, right? When you can transform your energy to solve the problem, you can create an apps, you can create a solutions that can inspire more people. So from the one that get inspired by the problems, create solutions and inspire more people. So that's a part of the things in development. So this is the story of Petanetra. So Petanetra apps is the apps to help visually impaired people. So the blind users, right? Like a daredevils, right? So the blind users in Jakarta, especially, it's a very hard to find the solutions for accessing public transportations. We know in our cities, Jakarta and also in Bandung, there is several locations that provide easier pathways to help visual impaired or blind users. But those pathways sometimes are broken, right? And they get accidents when accessing the pathways for them. So this Petanetra apps inspired by one of their members who are having the parents that are visually impaired. So from those inspirations, from the problems, and the patients to help the parents to access the public transportations and get independency, Petanetra app is born. And Petanetra app is now used by MRT Jakarta to help the blind users, not only using the pathways for the blind users, but also using the digital maps that can help them to get the independency to access the public area, public spaces. So this is the examples where when you got inspired by the problems and create something to inspire more people. This is Petanetra.
There is a lot of great things about public transport. It's relatively cheap, it's everywhere, and it's meant for everyone. However, that is not always the case. My name is Grace. Let me tell you a story about my parents. Both of them lost their sight completely when they were 6. Since then, they have to experience the world in a very different way. Using public transport is a challenge that they and 3.7 million visually impaired in Indonesia share together. All advocacy efforts on behalf of the visually impaired were aimed toward one goal: independence. Independence to move, to travel, and to navigate in general. But we still need at least 5 years to have an ideal disability-friendly transportation in Indonesia. We believe that this is an issue that we need to address now. We came up with a solution that can help make navigating in public spaces easier for the visually impaired. With a goal to empower them and introduce permanent accessible means of transport, we present to you Petanetra.
Petanetra supports the visually impaired to navigate independently in public spaces using pre-recorded augmented reality paths. We create these AR paths using a supporting app called Petanetra Map Editor. This app will be used by sighted users who care and want to help the visually impaired. Through this app, everyone can help the visually impaired by creating new paths or review and update the paths that have been created. Our system works by enabling everyone to collaborate in making paths. These created paths will then be shared via the network to be used by blind user on Petanetra app. Let's have a look at how we can make this path using our editor app. In this video, we are on an MRT station. We make path using LiDAR-powered iPad Pro, and our app will study significant features of the location, like walls, floor patterns, and other objects. Along the way, we might find obstacles that may disrupt the blind user's navigation. We can put markers on these obstacles that will then be informed to the blind user during navigation. Here, we mark a location where blind user will need to do some action. In this example, doing a mandatory temperature and security checks before entering the station. We can then continue making paths on other parts of the station. As in this video, a trail of crumbs were automatically added behind us. However, this is an option that you can turn on and off with a simple button click. We can then continue making paths of the location and mark other obstacles and warnings in the location. The most important markers are for places or destination points, for example, a ticketing counter. We mark these places so that a blind user knows what's around them and can be navigated to these places. We can then save our work by adding some details like the name and address of the location. And that's how we create paths and markers on our editor app. Let's take a look at how the navigation works.
Arahkan kamera belakang device ke ruangan secara portrait, lokasi ditemukan.
Our navigation begins by first detecting where a user is and list all points of interest nearby. Users can then choose where they want to go. In this example, to a ticketing counter or loket in Indonesian. With everything ready, we can now begin the navigation.
Maju 18 meter, pertahankan arah device Anda.
All of the information were delivered in a complete and informative experience powered by voiceover and haptic feedback. We also provide dynamic directional adjustments to make sure the user is going in the right direction.
Penyesuaian arah, putar device Anda ke arah jarum jam 4 secara maju 3 meter, pertahankan arah device Anda.
This is an example of how warnings can be informed to the users during navigation.
Maju 10 meter, pertahankan arah device Anda. Peringatan, di depan Anda ada jalan licin.
And that's it. Fast, accurate, and informative, all on our app. We use advanced technologies like augmented reality and LiDAR to ensure an easy and simple experience for the user. These technologies are part of a growing ecosystem developed to ensure accurate and accessible navigation for everyone. But this is just the beginning. Other technologies such as indoor mapping and iBeacon can be utilized in public spaces to create an even better experience in Petanetra. With indoor map data, we can improve our app's performance, and iBeacon can be used to tag dynamic obstacles like closed door signs and others. All this can only be done with the cooperation of public space management. And we've taken the first steps towards this goal. To kickstart this collaborative effort, we are now working closely with MRT Jakarta. On December 3rd, 2021, we've showcased our work at an event held by MRT Jakarta to celebrate International Disability Day. For now, we limit the path makers to only us as the service provider. But we look forward to have you or your organization join us in our effort to make public spaces accessible for the visually impaired. Your effort to make paths will create direct impact in making public spaces accessible now. These are the faces behind Petanetra. My name is Alif. I am the project manager and part of our engineering team along with Jesse, Roni, Asti, and Yavon. There are Felis and Grace as our designer team. We are Petanetra. You can try our app and get in touch with us by scanning the QR code on the screen. We're looking forward to have you join our effort to make the world better
So
for everyone.
that's the things that developed by the students in Apple Developer Academy, Pak Danang and you guys. So sometimes when we are developing something, it's not always to be like Gojek or Tokopedia. Is not always to be like a tech giant, but just a simple ways from the problems around us, from the problems that really close with us. In the Petanetra example, the problems is from their parents, right? The parents, unfortunately, one of the students, unfortunately, having the visually impaired parents, and she willing to balance. She get inspired from the parents living in the very challenging ways of life. So after that, the apps is created and inspired more people. And I hope it's also inspired you guys. So after you joining the sessions, you back to your campus. And also when you have a project within the campus, you can go with this kind of project that inspired more people and also helping the community. So back to Mr. Dan, because we also have a lot of questions around on the chat. So maybe we can start to answering one by one. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Pak Adit. Very interesting videos and application. Hopefully, we can create other application who will be give a lot of value and inspire others. Okay, in the chat, I already get at least five or six. Let's start from the first one, from Idolfi Zahir. Actually,
Right.
Idolfi PME. According to Mr. Indra and Mr. Adit, what values should be in our application development? Are they only useful values or what else?
Okay. Good questions. Is it Pak Indra still here? Pak Indra. Hello. Oh, okay.
Yeah, hello.
I will back up. Oh, okay, sure. Pak Indra, I think this question is really good, yeah, from one of the students. The most important things during the developments at the first stage of the development is it the useful value, or maybe you have to think about the monetizations, or what kind of things that really important when you are in the first stage of development, Pak Indra? Sorry, you're still muted. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Udah kedengeran? All good? Okay.
Yep.
So
Crystal
first of
clear.
all, thank you for the question. Yes, at the very first stage of development, how to discover value, you cannot find it right away. What you need to do is through research. So before you start the research, find the big idea. Start with what is the bigger picture that you found around yourself, in your surrounding, in your community, for example. There is something that attracts you, interests you. Then you can have a curiosity on that. What if, start with that. What if I can make this? Or what if I can bring this? So this is drive you to do a research. You are curious about it and find reference, try to asking the people that facing the problem. For example, like Petanetra that we just played before. The impaired vision is coming from one of their parents, the members' parents. So they feel that, what if I could have other impaired vision people to have accessible, like in the public spaces, like the normal people, how we can create something to help them through technology, for example. That's the value that you found because you were research. You have a knowledge, the idea coming from your story. So it could be anywhere. You need to research and you can find your value. That's the process, and then you can create find the solution and create the product. That's the latter stage, but the foundation of that start with the idea, and you curious to find it. How? Why? Ask the question that you need to be curious. I think that's my perspective. Maybe Mastio, you want to add more?
Yeah, just a quick add to what Pak Indra said, that in Apple Developer Academy we have also framework to be implemented when the development started. We call it challenge-based framework. You can find it on the open source. Challenge-based frameworks consists of three phases, three steps, right? The first one is engage, the second one is investigate, and the last one is action point, right? So the first thing first, when we are introducing about the big ideas to our students or our participants, we also say that always start from the things that you really engage the most, because everyone have different things that they are engaged the most, right? Like me, I'm engaged in Genshin Impact, maybe. Yeah, I'm engaged with gaming. So the things that I'm really love to improve and develop is in gaming, right? So the more I know about gaming, the more I learn about the things to be investigating, right? What the problems during the gaming, what the problems during the tech development in gaming area. So the things that those of things that I'm really curious to know. So start to investigate more. After I investigate and the team investigate, so we collect a lot of documentations and a lot of reports. So from that, we can structure our action point. Maybe we can improve some of the problems. Maybe we can start making solutions, or maybe not start making solutions, but we can do wireframing. We can do step-by-steps to solve the case, right? So in the Apple Developer Academy, we have those kind of critical thinking series, right? This challenge-based method, the challenge-based framework. We always pursue with the things that we engage, we investigate, and we do the action point at the end of the development series. So development of the apps in the Apple ecosystems, it's not jumping into conclusions. It's not like direct coding. It's not like that. So the development things in Apple ecosystem, it's 80% are research. 80% is understanding the users. And the last 20% is go to the development. So that's the things that I can share to add Pak Indra before. Yeah. Back to Pak Dadang.
Thank you. Okay, before the question for Andri Zidan, let me continue with others. Okay. And also I have some information to you guys. Don't forget to fill the presentation for today meeting. I inform the link in the chat right now. Okay, the next question is from Miftah Gafar. He would like to ask, what is the main difference between agile leadership and traditional leadership? And has pandemic changed the way we see leadership?
Yeah, Kak Miftah, you can find the answer in e-commerce, yeah, I believe. Because recently there is a lot of talks about the agile leaderships and also the traditional leadership. I think I'm go first with my point of view about the leadership itself. In the ecosystem of workspace, I think we should agree that the pandemic situation is changed everything. We think not only as an employee, but also as the business owner, the pandemic situation is changed the things that we thinking to run the business, right? The agile leaderships that Pak Indra have teach to you before is to understand that in the area of leaderships that can be implemented by many individuals like you, when you implement leaderships, is there is the agile methodology that you can use. Like agile methodology, meaning that you can use the leadership based on the communications, based on collaborations, and based on empathy, right? When the traditional one, maybe the traditional one that we already understand is really top down. Top down meaning that the top level goes down to the medio level or the lowest level with the directions, with the one-way directions, right? That's the traditional things. But when we talk about the agile things, agiles meaning that everyone have same understanding first. When you decide something, you can go with the collaborations, communications, and also you put empathy on this. So it back to the company itself. I couldn't say that a lot of most of the companies should implement agile methodology. I couldn't say like that because it depends on the industry, it depends on the company, the size of the company, and many different factors to be impacted by that. So the things that you should know as the students currently, there is agile methodology when you are doing leadership on your campuses, and also the traditional methodology that you can implement it in the campus area. Maybe you are a member of the organization, so you have to understand those things. So it's back to you when you are deciding to work and you are deciding what kind of leadership that I want to be implemented. It depends to you, and also it depends on the team, it depends on the job, it depends on the workload as well, right? So those only for the informations and the skills that you can implement it in different situations. That's based on my experience as well. So I hope those answer my questions. Yeah, your questions. Yeah, Miftah.
Okay. Pak Indra, or maybe we continue with next question.
Yes, sure. Which one?
Oh, Miftah, the main difference between agile leadership and traditional, and has pandemic changed the way we see the leadership?
Oh, yeah, I think similar to what Masti already said, that it's important to be agile right now. It's not just about the product, but also how you lead. And this is will be your skills, important skills in the post-pandemic era, because you need to lead yourself and lead your team in different way. Not in traditional, we are more likely top-down, but in agile, you need to be a bottom-up. So you need to be empathized with your team first, and then you decide based on what can be reflecting on what your team condition, what team's capability. So that's the main difference from agile leadership to traditional leadership. So it's hard for us now.
Leadership is a whole different chapters. Maybe it will cover 2 SKS if we talk about leadership, because it's really broad, yeah, Pak Indra. Is the leadership itself. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why in post-pandemic, it's changing now. I think maybe in the campus it's not changing yet, the material, but in this post-pandemic era, the agile things that we implement in leaderships is helping us to survive. It's helping us to adapting faster, and how do we drive digital transformation, or we said that digital acceleration in the last 2 years. So our mindset need to be flexible, need to be, it's agile that we adapt faster. That's the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Pak Indra. The next question from Valen Fauzan. He asking some question related to his problem. Sometimes when working in team, I have this particular problem where I often thought that my solution is of all the problem is the best, then the rest without hearing about what other people has to say. How could I suppress or even eliminate this self-righteous feeling so that I could work with the team better?
Right. So this is very typical problem in the Apple Developer Academy, ya, Pak Indra. Maybe Pak Indra have an answer for the Valen questions.
Yeah, it's easier for us to create solution than loving the problem.
Yeah.
Because sometimes what right to us actually is not answering the problem directly. So that's the thing. So the mindset that we need to focus is same, using the how you empathize with your target user. So try to listen to them. That's why agile leadership is applicable, not just in company, not just in organization, but how you dealing with your customer. So listen them, what there's the problem, how you can solving the problem, but also finding, is there any opportunity for me to helping them to be for long term or maybe sustainable for them, like what Petraneta did, for example. They're helping people, not just thinking that, okay, I helping them to navigate, right? They create solution for them to, from the technology, talking back to the user, which is visually impaired. They're bridging that, but actually it's applicable in all area. I mean, for impaired vision, they can now traveling safety to any public space, like in the MRT, maybe in the was it they have project in cathedral, if I'm not mistaken, Mas
Yeah.
Tio, yeah.
Yeah.
And then in other public space in mall and other space, that now they're freely and more secure to navigate by themselves. They don't need any assistant anymore, just the device to helping them. So you need to think beyond that. You need to have a helicopter view. What if? So asking yourself, what if I can make this better? Focus on the problem, solving it, giving value, additional value. So that's the mindset that you need to focus on. Don't think that you are really understand. So be curious about it. We don't know what we don't know. We are really have a different mindset. I know what Mastio needs. Mastio need a new car, for example. But actually, he just need maybe need a what is it sedan. He don't need SUV, for example.
Yeah.
He just want to drive away and bring his family to mall or to commute easily. But we don't really understand what he really needs in the solution itself. So we need to find out. That's why we empathize. We research more. Dig up. We use like a 5 ways, to find out. Why we're asking? Keep asking yourself. Keep asking your user. What's the core problem from them? Then you can find the solution that drive value, not just solution, but solution that drive values. I think that's the overall concept.
I'm just want to add really quick, really short one. Just want to add. This is from my mentor in Apple Academy. So me as an employee also have a mentors in Apple Developer Academy, and the things that I learned from him is the very good things is also having room for improvement. So the answers for Valen and for those of you guys who are thinking that my idea is superior, my idea is very good, right? This is the important things that I can share to you is be mindful. Be mindful meaning that whether you are creating very good solutions, the best solution is itself always having little room for improvement. Always understand that. There is no things that sempurna in world. There is also room for improvement. So you can be mindful and you can open for any feedback from your friends, because there is no things that sempurna in the world.
Related to your answer, there's this question from Fatan Askar. I would like to ask, if practice only makes improvement, then what is need to make us perfect? Or is there no way to be perfect?
Yeah.
Like Pak Adit say, tidak ada yang sempurna ya Pak.
Yeah, yeah. Mungkin saya bantu jawab ya. So the world is changing fast. So your perfect idea will be obsolete in a couple of seconds. So you need to implement that. You need to take action first, validate your idea, and then through iteration, will be come to the perfect. But there is no perfect things. Even for apps, even they keep updating, right? If you see, there are always new things that happening in the apps, right? Even until now, like the apps itself, the big from I mean the top 10 big company, tech company, they're still updating. They still tackling bugs. So that's part of the iteration process. There's nothing that can be perfect, 100% perfect. No, because world is changing. There is always a new technology. There is always new user, right? The user have a different behavior within last year before pandemic, and after pandemic, it's also different. It's calibrated.
Yeah.
So be careful. Don't put yourself like become a perfectionist in developing it. It takes time. So iterate and be agile is important. Maybe Mas Dio, you want to add?
And now we are thinking that in the pandemic, there is the things that really efficient, like do online things and do browsing something new, and we can just having new knowledge. But when we are back to normal activities, the things is changing. Sometimes we have to face fake informations in the online, so we have to deal with it. How we can find the more important things with the very good fact, not fake, not hoax. So yeah, the world is changing. The things that we think it's efficient, the things that we see it's very good innovations, but now it's changing, right? And peoples and human needs to find more solutions through it. So what we are teaching in Apple Developer Academy is to transform you not only to be developers, but as yourself, as a human beings, you are being a passionate learners. Passionate learners meaning that you are not stopping to learn something new. So it's a long life learner concept. So every day, every time in your life, you learn something new to make you prepared for the changing in the world. So that's the inspiration that we are sharing to the participant in Apple Developer Academy. Be a passionate learners. Maybe we can share to you guys right now.
Okay, the next question from Pak Muhammad Ali. I would like to ask, how do we deal with teammates who lack the skill to do their job? However, they are very passionate about their field of work.
Right. So when you are having the question is really interesting, yeah, because I have to choose right words, yeah, because this is not. Sometimes we are facing the fact that not as expected. The answer is managing expectation, guys. So we cannot choose lah. We cannot choose our subordinates or our friends with the very perfect skills. Sometimes what we got is the teammates that needs the time to learn something that to match our level, right? So managing expectations, we have to understand that every different people is very different as human beings. Every person having their own experience and their own expertises. So that what we call in Apple Developer Academy is a T-shape. T-shape is like letter of T. So every people have their own area as the main experience or the main expertise. Maybe Farhan, you are really good on the machine learning, but your friends maybe not good at it. But maybe your friend is more good on the augmented reality or more good on the certain kind of codes, maybe more good on the logical thinking. So every people have their own vertical line as their core expertises. So the things that have to be implemented within the team is the collaborations. Is the collaboration to understand that every people have different expertise and how the team can share the expertise until the member have similar level of understanding. So not only understand your vertical line, at the time you have to shift your vertical line to be implemented in different area. So you will start create your horizontal line as the engineer that can talk about programming, design as well, and also the project development as well. So in the academy and Apple Developer Academy, we also teach students to learn about that. Yeah, you cannot choose your team, but you can create your super team. The way you create super team is to understand every member have different vertical line and help others to create similar horizontal line. So your team can, it's like a team building. Yeah, your team can build the synergy and go together to improve the apps or the solution that you created. Maybe that's the things that I'm gonna share. Maybe Pak Indra want to add something, some points.
Yeah, I would like to give analogy for this. So it's always happening, to be honest, in every year in our academy, because some of our students coming from domain expert, Mas Tio, so they're already working as a professional. So I would like to give analogy like this. Can you see? This is a full bottle. Sorry, not sponsor, but this is a full water bottle. I haven't drink it, so the water is full. When you're coming to the academy or whatever the place, there is someone that maybe half empty or maybe only a few knowledge. This is the people that lack of knowledge. But if you keep yourself to be full, you don't want to pour this water to the empty one. It's always full, and maybe you add something, it will be spill out.
Yeah.
Have no knowledge, but it spill out. You cannot validate your knowledge. It's really, am I really understand the process? Am I really understand about machine learning? So you need to teach your friends first. In the team, if you want to be a good leader, a great leader, you need to teach your team. Give some understanding. So that's why it's always hard to be a teacher. It's always hard to be a lecturer because we need to transfer our knowledge to you guys.
Yeah.
Right. So you can follow up our pace, follow up the knowledge. Once you working on the project, for example, you learn about Swift coding, right? And you teach your friend. It will be helpful for you. When you start development, they can back you up. But if you don't transfer, you feel like why I did this all. You blame yourself and your friend, and you blame your friends. Why I did this? Why not everyone not working? You blame everyone. But the actual problem is you because you don't want to teach. Right? It's similar in the industry. Once you on board in the team, you always have a buddy, right? Or peers that helping you. to catching up with the culture, the process in the company. Same thing. You need to, as a maybe you are more senior, you need to teach them, right? So important for you to create a great team. I said that great management, great leadership equals to great business impact.
Yeah.
So remember that. That's the formula that you can applicable in every context, in academy or in the business. Same thing. The result is same.
Yeah.
I think that's
Thank you. Maybe that answer also answering the question from Izan, who asked about how do we judge someone but not cooperating on engaging in a project. Yeah. Hopefully, it's also answer your question, yeah, Izan. We already at 11 o'clock, but there are 2 questions. Is that okay, Pak Adit, Pak Indra?
Yeah, sure. We can clean up the question just to.
Okay, let's start from the question from Akif Rahmat Hidayat. I would like to ask, how do we find people that have the same goal with us and gather those people to work together to create a project?
Yeah, how to find people. The key is networking, guys. So you can go to the community or you can attend the place like Apple Developer Academy. So you may find the people that have maybe similar feelings, engagement with the problems, and you can meet them during your networking. That's a simple answer from me. Maybe Pak Indra, you have skills for that.
It's on the call.
Oh, Pak Indra is on the call. Okay, sure. Yeah, it's a networking answer, guys. So you have to grow your network, not only within your campus, but also maybe around your campus, right? So network is also beneficial, not only during your team building, but also in the future when you are working with the company and also you are being a professional. So the network, it's really important for your future and your career. So it's really important when you are have a passion to go with the program like Apple Developer Academy or maybe other programs. So within the program, you can find out more people to add your network. Yeah, that's my answer, Pak Danang.
Okay, thank you. Okay, maybe for the last question, if you guys have other question, you can actually to Pak Indra or Pak Adit later. Ini sepertinya Aris Zidan interesting with the Apple Developer Academy. So he asked about the internship program, what needs to be prepared, what role in the internship of Apple Developer Academy, Pak Adit.
That's cool. Thank you, Zidan. So maybe this is the closing as well, Pak Danang, the closing statement as well. So thank you guys for the sessions. We are happy from Apple Developer Academy to reaching you guys. So don't stop the information only within this room. You may share the information to your colleague as well within the University of Telkom or other university, because Apple Developer Academy program is open for everyone. Not only from Telkom University or BINUS University, but all students across the nations, and also the fresh graduate as well. So when you have friends or families who are already graduated or professional running a business and want to be a part of Apple Developer Academy program, they also can join because the program is inclusive and open for everyone. So for those of you who are still studying at the campus, your mandatory is still on the campus, right? So you can apply to Apple Academy when you are entering the internship year. Maybe you can find in your campus when it is the time of the internship. And the Apple Academy recruitment is always running 1 year before the internship running. So meaning that if your internship in 2024, so you have to apply to Apple Academy in 2023 because our recruitment is 1 year before the program start. The recruitment period is always start in March. So next year, March 2023, we will start the recruitment along the year. to have 200 participants accepted that will join us in February to December 2024. The angkatan 7 ya, the cohort 7. And then what you have to prepare is the three things. We will have the online test, we will have the portfolio review, and we will have the interview sections. For the online test, it's really simple. We don't ask you to create coding. So there is no coding test, there is no live code test. The things that you have understand is the psychological thinking and also the logical thinking, Pak Danang. So the question is really psychological and the logical thinking. So those the things that you have to prepare as the main topics of online test. The second thing is the portfolio. We also need to make sure every participants that joining the Apple Academy, like Pak Indra said, having many different background, because we want to accept many different backgrounds inside the academy, like designer, architects, nursery, civil engineer, or something like that, right? So just prepare your portfolio since you are still studying in the university level. The university project can be part of the portfolio that you can upload during the registrations. So this year, until the March 2023, when you have a project in your university, make it best and you can apply your project as portfolio to Apple Academy. And the last one is interview. In the interview process, the tips is be yourself, because our interview is not a common interview in the company. Our interview is a focus group discussions. So be yourself, because what we evaluate is the things that you can collaborate, how you can collaborate with people, how you can communicate with people, how you can put your creativity on the project that we share, and the last one, how passionate you in the area of problem solving. So just be yourself. We don't do interview like common companies, but we do our things, the focus group discussion. So those kind of tips that you might find as well when visiting our info session next week ya. Next year. We will have couple sessions ya, Pak Danang ya, with University of Telkom next year. So this is head start. Next year maybe we will invite you again and you can learn more about the recruitment of Apple Academy next year with me, Pak Danang, and respective member in Telkom University. So Pak Danang, thank you. Back to you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Indra, for your session, and Pak Adit for the information. Represent the Prodi of Informatics. I will share the certificate for Pak Indra. Thank you so much because for your sharing session in this morning. For Pak Adit, maybe Clara, I will give you after you presenting some material.
Sure, Pak. Sure, Pak. Looking forward.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. This is our last session. I will end today's meeting until we meet again in the next meeting with the extraordinary other topics. Stay healthy, have fun, and for the Muslim, let's get ready for Friday. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Assalamualaikum
everyone.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.